Welcome to DIYEasyCrafts.com, how to winterize and blow out your sprinkler system. Now we're going to start, it's a very simple process, by shutting off the water flow to your sprinkler. This is usually located inside the house, usually with a ball valve. We're then going to go to the backflow valve, and you're going to want to drain this system. There's a little valve at the bottom that you can drain into a bucket. After it's drained, you can shut off. There's usually an additional valve just before the backflow. So in this case, the water's flowing down from the top through this backflow. I'm going to shut off the valve above the bottom port of that backflow. We're going to purge the system or blow out the system using that bottom port, unless of course you have an adapter or a blowout plug below that. I'm going to use a little nipple, which I was able to get at Home Depot, that will adapt this to the hose on my compressor. I'm going to screw it right into that bottom vent on the backflow. Now I also have to open the ball valve with a screwdriver. And you can see that that little flathead screw just has to be turned so that it's parallel with the hose coming in. That means that it's open. So basically I've shut off everything above that hose and I've turned on everything below the hose. I'm then going to go to the sprinkler system's main control panel and turn that on to the first zone. I do this before I put any pressure on that or through that air line. Now I can go turn on my air compressor. In my case, I had to drag it out of the garage so that the hose would reach. So now we've got air running through. You can tell if there's air running through just by opening that bottom valve. I can shut that off. So all the air is running through that backflow port and down and out to the sprinkler system. And now really all I have to do is wait for each zone to run out of air, just fogging and misting all the water out of this system, and then change zones. Go through zone 1, then zone 2, through zone 3, etc. And you can do this either at the sprinkler system's main control panel, or you can do it manually. Outside there's usually a little box where you can control each zone. I'm also going to show you how to blow out a system that does not have backflow valves. So once all of the water is out of your sprinkler system, you can go back to that backflow. You can remove the compressor line. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open that bottom valve, and I'm also going to open the backflow valve above where we blew it out. And I'm going to go to all of the little ball valves, and this is just a little screwdriver turn, and I'm going to crack them all open, just a half turn. And this way, if any water is in any of these valves, if it freezes during the winter, it's not going to crack the valve or crack the plumbing. It's just opening up each one of those valves so that frozen water has some place to go to relieve the pressure. You can see those little ball valves with the screw are just turned a half turn. So now we'll take a look at a sprinkler system without a backflow port. You can go right to the zone controller, and there's a little plug you can just unscrew and just put that safely away. You have to turn on each zone. You usually do that by turning counterclockwise, and then just using an air gun. Press the air gun right into the where the plug was removed and blow air out from the sprinkler system, from that zone of the sprinkler system. Basically until it almost stops misting. It only takes a few minutes. Then you put that plug back, move over to the next zone, and do the exact same thing. You're going to remove the plug, store it someplace safe. You can turn on that zone by rotating counterclockwise, and then using an air gun, put it right into where that plug was and blow air out of the system. And then after all the water is out of the system and you just have air, you put that plug back. Don't put these plugs all the way or firmly back. You really just want to screw them in a little bit so you don't lose them. But you do want to leave it open just in case there's any residual water in that controller. It certainly won't crack any of the plumbing. And that's it. Very simple, easy do-it-yourself project, winterizing your sprinkler system. Please check us out on the web at DIYEasyCrafts.com. If you like this video, I ask that you please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this YouTube channel.